Hi folks, Joey Kelly here. I recently posted some pictures on the Joey Kelly Photography Facebook page where I was talking about how I had purchased some new lighting gear on Black Friday and had finally had the chance to use it here, 3 weeks later. I wanted to go through that because I've been asked, well, what was it? How did it work? Etc., etc., etc. So let's go through this. First thing I picked up on Black Friday was a pair of these. These are ordinary LED video lights. You just plug them into a USB port and they light up. Now, this has nothing to do with the photography except that they came with a pair of tripods, or lighting stands, if you prefer. Now, these lighting stands, this is the legs. You can actually use the legs, because it's got a screw right there. Okay, you can actually use the legs as a tripod or lighting stand, and then it comes with this stick with an end on it and a ball head on it to literally give you just about every direction and choice of movement that you could ask for to hold the light. It also extends. Okay, and when you put the end on it, this becomes a very lightweight, approximately 32 inch tall light stand. All right. So that was the first bit. Now, the video lights I plan to use for other projects in addition to using the tripods for this. And you can get other small lighting stand / tripods on Amazon or other places. They're very affordable. They're a few dollars and whatnot. However, the only reason why I really like these is that they're so small and portable that I can fit this entire setup, including the video lights, into a standard tool case. So it really is just a portability thing. These have almost no height, and if you're going to be doing this seriously, you really want something at least in the 6-foot range, if not taller. And of course, you really do want something that is, well, not going to retract halfway at the drop of a hat like that, and is also going to be a little more rugged and able to stand up to a breeze and some knocking. These won't do that. You need to weigh these down or something. But the flip side is that they're ridiculously portable. And because of the standard end, you can put a camera on this, you can put a light stand on this, you can put just about anything you want onto this short tripod. But the lights that I picked up on Black Friday are these. Neewer brand, Neewer. Same brand, actually, as those video lights, coincidentally. And these are a TT560 speed light. And they come with, handily, a nice little plate, okay, where you can slide the plate on, and then that has a screw on the bottom, which, for those of you that have done this for a while, will recognize is the same screw that one would use to put onto a tripod. So, when you screw them together, I obviously haven't screwed them together, but when you screw them together, it will mount onto the top of these really short tripods. So, that's the basic kit. Now, this particular speed light is just about as basic as you're going to get. It uses 4 AA batteries for power, which of course you can get anywhere and are very inexpensive to replace. You can buy rechargeables, whatnot. It does have some advanced features, including a timer delayed sync and various other things like that. It also has a sensor to give you the option of doing, I believe, flash on other flash, so you can essentially have fully staged remote control with an unlimited distance using infrared. But it also has a manual mode. It stands for M. M for manual. Haha. In which case, you just select the power level that you want, and it goes off when it's triggered from the hot shoe. That's it. That's really it. There's also a port on the side here, 2 of them actually, where you can sync this with other controllers or other types of control. For this purpose, though, I went low-tech and inexpensive. So, again, these are normally, I think, retail prices like $41.95 or something like that. You can usually get them for $37, and on Black Friday they were $25.49. Very simple operation. On-off switch, turn the switch on, it pulses for a little bit, and then when the red light comes on, it is charged and ready to fire. 3, 2, 1. I didn't say it was fast. Okay, now that the power light right there, the red light is ready, it is ready to flash. You have a test button so you can test flash. You have a mode button to choose between manual, Slave 1 and Slave 2. Slave 2 will delay fire, so it will fire whatever's set on Slave 2 to a secondary trigger after a certain number of seconds. Not really sure where you'd use that, but I suppose it's nice to have the capability. But I just keep it on manual, and that just fires whatever power setting I have when the hot shoe trips. And the power setting is very easy to adjust. It's plus and minus. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 different power settings. So you can go all the way down to 1/8 and all the way up to full power and anywhere in between just by pushing the up and down button. That's simple. No remote control, no, fancy remote access to it. But it's also very simple, very inexpensive. And of course, these are a closed unit. There's almost no, penetration for things like air cooling ducts or whatnot. So you can use these. Obviously, you want to be careful in the middle of a hurricane. Don't shoot in a hurricane, bad idea. But under most normal conditions, including rain, snow, etc., these are, like I say, solid. So you don't have to worry about this being exposed to the weather, unlike my Alien Bees, which are air-cooled. So they do have to be exposed to the weather. And it says in the manual in the Alien Bees many times, do not use this in the rain. Do not allow it to get wet, etc., etc., etc. These, they're cheap enough and they're enclosed enough that that's not really as big of an issue. So again, $25, Black Friday, comes with a little shoe. Now, I like Radio Slaves for this kind of photography only because I feel that it's more consistent than waiting for an infrared or a flash-on-flash trigger. So, I've talked about these before. I picked up these Altura, A-L-T-U-R-A, Altura, and these are a trigger and a receiver combo, and you get 2 receivers and 1 trigger for every kit. These are about $40. This runs on a 23-volt battery with the transmitter in it. You can pick those up in bulk, so you have some ahead. They're not ridiculous, but they are not common found in retail. And these just run, honestly, on AAA batteries. So this is something that's relatively easy, even in the field. If your batteries die, you can carry spares, and you can get these more or less anywhere. Not so much on the transmitter battery, but at least on the receivers, you can get these just about anywhere, or carry a supply, either way. The nice thing I like about these is that they have, right here, they have a sync cable that you can use. Now, I've used these to fire my Alien Bees, because for a long while, this was what I used for my wireless triggers. I didn't have anything fancier, and these work. They're inexpensive, but they work. I switched away from them for a couple of reasons. One is that they are range limited, so you do run into a sort of thing, how, if you're more than a few feet, it's not going to work in your favor, all right? But you can get around that. I'm going to show you that in a second. However, the other reason why I got away from these is that the ones that I bought, which go with the Alien Bees, are powered by the same power supply that the Alien Bees use. They're AC. They're electric. So I didn't have to carry batteries. I didn't have to swap batteries as often. That was really the big selling point, honestly, was that I just had less batteries to carry. But these work, and they work fine, and they work very well. So you have options on these. These will technically also work as a remote for your camera, model specific. So you've got a 3-way switch here that says off, flash, and camera. All right. The other thing I really like about these is that they have the hot shoe right here. So this can be used to trigger any kind of light. This can be used to trigger any kind of remote control system. This can be used to trigger multiple remote control systems. This can be used to basically trigger anything you want off of these triggers, which is really handy, and we're going to cover that in a second. So, for the purposes of this, I take this, okay, speed light, 1 into 2, speed light goes off in your face, watch for that, or you just turn it on after you've put it on the remote, that works too. And then spin this down, of course, grab the included little plate, slide that onto the bottom of the trigger. Look at that. Now you've got a wireless speed light, okay, on a plate, which you can sit somewhere, okay, all right, or, because it's got the screw, you can screw it onto the bottom of a standard tripod or lighting stand, like that. Okay, that's it. Now, of course, this just goes on top of your camera's hot shoe, and this is the transmitter. So you just place that onto the top of the camera, and you're ready to shoot. That's it. Now, I did mention that they're range limited, these triggers, okay? They're good for a couple of 100 feet, but beyond that, they really don't have a lot of range, all right? Shut this off so I don't get flashed again. However, you can get around that. And one of the big shots that I did with these before I bought the buff triggers to go with the Alien Bees, I was using the Alien Bees, and I'll put that picture up in a second, but I was using the cheap triggers, and I ran out of range. And also had to go around a corner. These are radio transmitters. They don't go around corners. They don't bounce. Okay, it's radio. It's line of sight. So you have to have a line of sight to from your transmitter to your receiver. So, how do you do that and go around a corner? It's real simple. You have to use a little bit of geometry, and you have to know that you're within the range of everything, and you have to be able to, again, see both sides. But you turn this to flash, okay? This one's batteries are dead. But you turn this to flash, and you leave this as a transmitter, and you simply put the two together. Okay? So what you've got here is a receiver that's going to take the signal from another transmitter. So I've got another transmitter. I put this on top of my camera. So when I click the shutter, this goes off. This receiver receives that, and then this transmitter retransmits that same signal. This is a repeater. Okay? So you need to have another set of these available, obviously, to do this. So you need at least 2 sets if you're going to go around corners. But the capability is there. And for $40 for 1 remote and 2 receivers, you can use 2 speed lights. And realistically, for the distance that you're normally going to be using 2 speed lights for, these work fine. Okay? It's only if you try to get creative, go around a corner or something, that you might want to have another set of triggers. But again, $40. So, the nice part about this is that those shots were done with 2 speed lights, 1 set of these triggers, without any fancy repeaters. It was just the 1 set of triggers. So, 1 transmitter, 2 receivers. Total investment in lights and triggers was under $100. About $90, right about there. Batteries, okay, fine. Now we're up to about $100. The little chintzy little, kind of cheap light stands, if you want to be generous with the term light stand, $10, $20 a piece, maybe. So for those 2 shots, I was able to put 2 speed lights into the field with remote capability, and it was less than $200. This does not have to be a complex setup. It does not have to be expensive. You can do night photography inexpensively. It's possible. So I'll put up some additional pictures and to go with this video, show you some examples. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and I will have some links to the various pieces of equipment that you see here available at the bottom of this video. And have a great day.